behind in their hospital bed.
Fawad, as you see the situation, I mean, it certainly does not look good for the opposition. They're now back outside of Ashdod and back toward Benghazi.
And nothing about this, by the way, should come as any great surprise. When a professional soldier like Carter Ham, the head of the Africa Command, said, look, the rebels can't take Tripoli. The rebels can't go to Tripoli. We should have known this. I mean, this is playing according to script. The idea that teenagers, the idea that lawyers and businessmen who rush to their Toyota Corollas and rush to the front are going to take on Gaddafi and win.
So is this stalemate acceptable to you?
Well, it's just a scandal. It's a great moral scandal. And I think we now see the contradictions of American policy. We left it to the British and to the French, and they took the lead. They insisted they could do it. And now we see the contradictions of NATO. What is NATO? And you look at the Turks, they're in NATO, and they are sympathetic to Muammar Gaddafi. You look at the Germans, they have no interest in the use of power against Gaddafi. So I think there's nothing here that's in any way, we should have known that it would come to this.
So Bob Baer, where does it go from here? I mean, you've said all along opposition forces are difficult to train, that it would take a long time to get them, up to a standard where they could be a fighting force. I mean, what do you see happening now? Is there a stalemate, that there's a partition and then a force is built up?
Well, first of all, the no-fly zone is not working now because there's no forward air controllers. And these would be troops on the ground that would
like special operations forces, CIA officers on the ground, laser sighting things, calling an airstrike.
Laser sighting, GPS, the whole thing. It's the only way that works when you're fighting in close quarters. So it's not a surprise to me either that the NATO bombed the rebels' force. We're sort of got one foot in this, but not completely, and that's not enough. It's almost the logic of this conflict is you have to put people on the ground. I don't think it's a good idea, but that's where the logic is going. And even now, if this route continues and they move on Benghazi, we still have the same problem of an enormous humanitarian problem for Europe. I mean, people are going to be fleeing to Italy, to this, Lampedusa, the island where they're all going to, is going to sink with the number of people coming. This is a European problem that is not going away right now.
Well, Fawad, if they move on Benghazi, we're in the situation that the world faced several weeks ago that got the U.S. involved in this in the first place, an attack on Benghazi.
Absolutely right. In fact, what President Obama did with Benghazi is he granted Benghazi a stay of execution, if you really want it in such a language. And if Gaddafi drives toward Benghazi one more time, we will face exactly the same dilemma. And Bob Baer is right. You either have boots on the ground or you have a robust air campaign where NATO is willing, in fact, to give it to Gaddafi, to take it to him.
Which they're clearly not at this point.
They're not. I mean, we do not have a viable air campaign against Muammar Gaddafi.
Nick,